and not start a business? Let's talk about it, family. Only reason I want to talk about this topic is because they got a lot of programs going on right now that will actually provide you with some free education to be able to pretty much sign a contract to say that after you're done, you'll work for this employee for X amount of time for the 3, 4, 6 weeks of training that you get, as a welder, as a apprentice, so to speak. So there's many ways that the system would encourage us to get a job, find a job, back you for a job. But when it comes to starting a business, you're not going to get a lot of support. They don't want us to start a business because us starting a business is like, especially when you're conscious, because you're going to start breaking chains and curses, and you're going to start waking other people up who maybe didn't have the audacity or the strength to actually say, hey, this is what I want to do. I want to start a business. You know what I mean? So I think that it's very important that we understand there's no such thing as freebies. You know what I mean? Like the system, anytime the system give you something for free, or anytime we receive something without getting any type of work ethics involved, there's going to be some type of trickery on the other end. That's going to be something that you're going to have to spend, or something you're going to have to give up, or maybe some type of sacrifice you might didn't want to make that you got to make now. You know what I mean? It's always like, I always think of a person that will encourage you but not tell you the full story. They'll pump you up and have you believing that this is the way to go, and then you find out that this ain't really the way to go. You know what I mean? So I think that for those who really want to be independent, man, we have to realize that if we want to start businesses, if we want to build some generational wealth, we're going to have to invest in ourselves. There's no such things as freebies, but there are such things as leveraging and barter and barter. I'm sorry, bartering with different people, and actually trading and doing different networks to kind of get yourself ahead. You know what I mean? So there's many things we can do between one another to actually make the situation better. You know what I mean? But one thing we have to realize when us starting businesses is it don't mean that a person got a for free card. Like, hey man, I got these products. I'm trying to get these away. I want someone to wear. I want somebody to check it out or whatever. That it doesn't mean that, because if you're trying to start a business, you already spending money just to get the awareness of the business off the ground, just to get someone to know that, hey, this is what I'm doing right here. So you got money invested in that. And then if you got some type of product, then most definitely you're going to have some money invested in that. And then anyone that does business should understand that, hey, man, it was money invested. And that's one thing that I love about the late, great Tupac. He made a few statements, and a few different people have made statements on his behalf saying that they offered to give him something for free, some of their clothing. He was like, nah, man. How much you want for it? I want to wear that. Like he was busting the car canal. And I remember back in the day, they had the jean fits, busting with the boots and the different hats, you know what I mean? And he was like, nah, I don't want it for free. I want to, spend some money for what you got going on. I want to support another black brother. If you got a business, you got something going on, I understand that it takes money to make money. So we got to understand that there's whatever our kings or queens got going on, we got to support them and know that, hey, they got something going on, and not try to get something free, because we realize that anything that's going to be for free is not going to be value. Come on now. Anytime someone to give you a handout or maybe something for free, you might throw it over here, or put it to the side, you lose it. But if you spent something for it, if it was valuable to you, you're gonna even put it up somewhere. You're gonna tell somebody, hey, don't touch this. Oh, this is so and so. You know what I mean? Yeah, yes, sir. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? So anytime that we spend something, we always hold a higher value of it, man. But if you get it for free, bro, you be like, yeah, that's so and so, but you ain't gonna brag on it. don't too many people brag on stuff like that. You know, maybe they brag on if you down the luck and somebody came and picked you up, man. At this time I was messed up and they, you know, picked me up and gave me an upper hand. But the reality of it though, we understand that we hold value in the things that we actually put our money in, our time on, our sweat on. Um, we come up with this nice line to get this nice woman or to get this nice ride, whatever we do, whatever we tend to put sweat or energy and especially time and money into, we tend to lift it up. So I think that we have to think of that same concept when we invest in our other brothers or sisters small businesses, when we actually know that the system isn't creating a way for us to actually get ahead. No, it's not, family. We got to create a way for ourselves to get ahead because the system is not going to do it. You know what I mean? I would say this just for a notice for those who've been thinking about working on their credit. Work on it right now. Go on and find someone, and whatever it is, 1,000, 1,500, what you got to pay to get it fixed. Work on it now because it's gonna come a gap where you ain't gonna be able to fix it. It's gonna be locked. It's gonna be what it is. You know what I mean? So if you can work on it now, work on it now. I just want to get that public announcement for those who can work on it. You know what I mean? So just realize, man, that the system isn't. They always say things are going to get worse before they get better. You know, so most definitely believe that there's going to be a shift. There's going to be a change. There's going to be a high demand. There's going to be a greater need of essential workers, people who really jumping on the front line, making things happen. There's going to be a big need for people who can use their hands, tradesmen, that's in the field, all different kinds. Actually, I don't know about a lot of them, but honestly, man, a lot of fabrication shops been doing pretty all right. You know what I mean? Because they got different things. Like I know this one fabrication shop, they made a whole lot of beds during the pandemic. They made a lot of metal beds out of steel and angle iron. You know what I mean? So some of them came up with different type of infrastructure that they had to rebuild. So fabrication and security and certain things is always going to be a demand. Now, if it's more of a luxury item, then that probably went down some because people ain't gonna really spend a whole lot of money just on extra stuff when they feel like they don't know when the next meal gonna come. You know what I mean? But when it comes to like the main things you takes to to make society go, in certain neighborhoods, they trying to keep up with fabrication and ornamental work and gates and elevators and staircases, you know what I mean? So that type of stuff was in demand. Actually, a lot of work is actually going on in Phoenix now because when I left there, it was a big, it was a big demand of welders, you know what I mean? Like I was doing bumper and level installs. I was doing some fire escapes. You know what I mean? We was working on this one building. I think it had like 22 floors or 20 something, 21 floors. I don't know. It had a lot of floors in it. But there's a lot of fabrication that's going on. So I really think that we just have to figure out what we want to do in business. You know what I mean? Everybody got a different niche. Everybody have a different angle of where they want to go. I believe personally, I like to say products over talent because I believe that we should invest in products or be thinking product because the more you think, the more it be easier for you to start forming some of your own or having some more ideas or really getting the concept. You know what I mean? And a lot of times it'll just be things that you can use personally and not knowing that what you came up with personally can help someone else because you don't really think of it like that. You're like, man, I got to fix this. I need to make this for this. Just like my welding skills. I made that so I can stay organized and safe and portable. And once I showed it, well, I actually didn't show it to a person. I actually took it up there to get some bottles, and the guy seen my setup. He was like, "Oh man, where you buy this from?" I'm like, "Well, I made this." You know what I mean? And he literally thought I went and bought it from someone and was encouraging me to make them. So that's how I really got encouraged on that product. You know what I mean? So it's all about thinking outside the box and not being limited. You know what I mean? Because one thing for sure, family, we're not going to be able to always work for our money. You know what I mean? So it's good while you're making that good money. Throw some on the waters. Invest in yourself. Invest in some stock. Invest in some products. You know what I mean? Invest in something because we're not going to be able to just live forever off our earned income. What up? What up? What up? Good. Hey, good evening. Good evening. Thanks for checking in, family. Thanks for checking in. Most definitely. So, I really feel like we got to invest in some things because it's not going to always be easy. It's not going to always be it's not going to always be where things are actually going to be coming in smooth for us. You know what I mean? So I think that if while you're doing good, you know what I mean, go on and put something to the side, go on and make some investments now, and especially in yourself, especially you know what I mean, like you might use welding money from a job to invest in a business that has nothing to do with welding. But you still started a business and you used it from a trade. So that's why I say turn a trade into a business. It can be different things. You know, I like to do different things. I like products. I like to make shipping containers conversions. I mean, I like them, and the fact that you can be able to help someone gain their security, you can be able to help someone start a business with the ideal of converting a Connex, a shipping container. You know what I mean? Like it just it's unreal with what you can do with technology and what you know up here. You know what I mean? So a lot of times I think that we limit what we know. I had a guy that was talking about telling me that I think one of his relatives was laid off from a job, and this guy probably been working at this place 20 years, and he just felt bummed out and like, man, he didn't have no type of equipment, but he was a cold welder, but he never invested in himself. He just felt like he needed to get the job. You know, some of us think like that, and it's sad because even he thought like, man, ain't nothing you can make, man. You've been doing this for this and this. You can't do this, and everything was like he didn't want to think like that. He just wanted to think, let me be work good for someone. And some of us put ourselves in a box like that, man. And I just want to say this personally. Don't trap yourself in a box of feeling like you're going to get ahead. You're going to get to be relaxed and feet kicked up just working for someone else. It's not going to happen. There's always going to be an oppressed feeling, having to explain when you shouldn't have to, feeling unease, maybe going to be feeling of not being appreciated truly. You know what I mean? So, and sometimes you know you'll deal with situations where it's not the same playing field. So, you know, I really feel like the system really want us to be tied into it as workers, either to pay us more so we can oppress someone else, or not think about getting freed from the system because you feel like, well, I'm working, I'm making good money, so you know why would I want to quit? I'm making 80,000, 100,000, you know, working for someone, even though you're getting taxed more and you probably could make more working for yourself. But we don't think of it like that. You know what I mean? So I think that we should encourage one another who actually got businesses and actually trying to kick them off, like have, you know, just like I say, like how the women have baby showers. I feel like we should have business showers for all of our brothers and sisters that's actually kicking something off. Like, okay, that's what you need. So and so want to donate this. So and so want to donate that. You know what I mean? Good evening, sis. You know, so and so want to donate that. So I think that is good that we really, really invest in our small businesses. You know, hey, you know, one day at a time, one day at a time. Actually, on my end, you know, just dealing with life. I'm actually trying to get a couple things settled with my mom's house. So I'm working with that. So I'm just trying to get those things lined out. But you know, life is going. Life is life. Yeah, business showers. Yes, most definitely for you know for us, for those kings and queens who actually starting their businesses and trying to get things going. I think that we should you know invest and donate into their businesses. Come together and really help get it off the ground. Either investing in them, being a partner, or just helping them with getting it started, doing some paint, doing whatever. Like if you a skilled tradesman, hey, okay, I got this service. Let me help you with this. You know what I mean? Let me help you with this. You know what I mean? Not nothing that they have to necessarily pay for. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay, most definitely. You know what I'm saying? What's up with it, bro? Checking in, checking in. You know, not necessarily they got to pay for it, but just coming together, just say, hey man, I want to give you a gift. You know what I mean? Because that's what happens when we do baby showers. You know, somebody gonna give enough pampers probably to last you for a good month or two. You probably gonna have probably 3 months worth of pampers. You're gonna have clothes that last you for at least 6 months. You know what I mean? Those are the type of things that we do for the upbringing of the child. But having a business is just like raising a child. You're gonna go through growing pains. It's gonna start small. You're gonna have to deal with this. It's just what it is. You know what I mean? Yes, 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 like an entrepreneur. Yes, yes, yes. And that's pretty much what it is. I feel like that we need to have that because as long as we thinking that we gonna get ahead just tying into the system, man, we're not gonna get where we want to get. We're gonna get to a level where we okay. You know what I mean? Where you might be doing better than the next person that you probably know or see. Well, I'm not like him or whatever. You know what I mean? But are you really living out your full potential? That's all I'm saying. So it's easy to compare yourself to somebody that's at the bottom other than just comparing yourself to your worth, your value. You know what I mean? So I really think that it's good that we really dig deep within ourselves and say, hey, what do we really want? You know? No, okay isn't good enough. Nah, man, we really got to push ourselves. You know what I mean? Like, I think, I think personally that I'm my worst critic because I'm always critiquing what I do. I'm always focusing on getting this certain field better and doing this and networking, doing things myself because I'm used to being in a situation where if I didn't do it, it wasn't going to happen. You see what I'm saying? So I still keep that, even though I got people in my life now that making things, helping me make things happen. I still, have to be on the drive because it's just in me now to try to figure out ways to make it click. You know what I mean? So sometimes I just think it's good that we just do the same thing as far as examine who we are. That's why I say that even though a person may have character flaws, it doesn't mean that they're a liar. A liar and a person that you just shows their character because we all have issues and idiosyncrasies and problems and character defects or whatever. But if you just be who you are, you know what I mean? Just be who you are from the heart. So I think that it's good that we would find what we really want to do. If you really want to start a business, I really think that you should. This is the time to do it. I just want to say that if this is the time to do it, this year is the time to do it. If you're thinking about starting your independent LLC, you can do it now. I really feel like now is the time. Most definitely, most definitely. I really feel like now is the time, man, because so many opportunities right now is actually popping up on us. Peace, family. Peace, peace, peace. Thanks for checking in. So many opportunities are popping up on us right now that I think that we really, really got to take advantage of them. Like with the system, with what's going on with these PPP loans and what people jumping into. Like I haven't most definitely jumped into trying to get no loans. I just been networking how I've been networking. You know what I mean? But there are a lot of opportunities out there for LLCs and small businesses. The benefit of getting the LLC is you get more protection. See, if you just start a sole proprietorship, it's just like me saying I'm the sole owner, and if anything happened, if I hit your car and I don't have the correct insurance, you can take my insurance, right? And it's just like having LLC is saying if I hit your car and I ain't got enough, you can't take what's mine because my business, I'm under my business umbrella. You got to deal with them first. You can't take my personal possessions. You see what I'm saying? So having an LLC protects your personal assets. You know what I mean? Keeps you from being a liability as a company, solely as a person like a sole proprietorship. So that's a difference. And it's easy to form an LLC. It's easy to get your EIN, and it's very important. Having it's kind of like having a football player, a noseman on the football field, and he ain't got no, and he finna go up against someone with no helmet on. You know what I mean? The LLC is your protection. It's your gear. It's your helmet. It's gonna keep you from people trying to attack you. You know what I'm saying, so to speak, trying to get you weak. So I think that that's good that we form one because it can protect us in a lot of ways. making sure I catch every comment because it pops up. Most definitely, no problem, no problem. So I think that we would. It's wise that we form businesses, that we learn how, like that we do our diligent research on how. There's many things on the internet, many things out there, many ways that we could actually find some information to get hungry, to really feed our minds on what we want to do. You know what I mean? And you're gonna have to just make the step. I talked to a gentleman who said one of his reasons for really not kicking off his business was he was scared to fail. We're gonna make mistakes, family. We're gonna fall. We're gonna stumble. We're gonna go back to the drawing board. We're gonna have to recut a piece. We're gonna stuff happens. I done seen. You know, I done been in the field where it have been situations where the guy thought he cut the piece perfect and it was too long. I'm like, well, it's better to cut it, than not have enough. You know what I mean? So sometimes, some situations, it is what it is, but we're gonna have problems, man. You're gonna go back to the drawing board. You're gonna say, man, did I do this right? Did I make the right decision? Is this going properly? You know what I mean? Like you're gonna take yourself through all those things. I think that's just part of it, man. I mean, as a man, I question myself about things, and like I say, I'm my worst critic. I believe, all the time. I'm always saying like, man, I need to do more. Yeah, yeah, most definitely, because the more you learn from your mistakes, the more you learn from, and not just your mistakes. Let me say this: we have to learn from others' mistakes because we won't live long enough to learn from all of ours. We're going to have to learn from others that we look up to, others that we didn't necessarily look up to, that we just heard their stories. We're going to have to embrace other information to get us to where we need to be at, man. And to me, that's the only way we're going to get there faster, is by gravitating to all this other information and using it on top of our own personal experiences. You know what I mean? But the system, like I say, I just wanted to say that the system just want to use you, and it's going to continue to use everybody. And it's not just, I say the black welder because we're coming into it and we want to be proud of what we do. And I ain't knocking no one for getting no bag. Get your bag. Use the system how you can. But if you have the courage to strike off on your own, now is the time to do it, or now is the time to start making investments to do so, or getting your LLC, or getting your website, or making your username, whatever you need to do, getting your domain. You know what I mean? Use the system like they use us. Yes, man, we got to. Like I shared a story that a job I was working for, they used me as they lead welder to actually teach the other welders and do certain welds that they didn't want nobody else to do. I could knock it out, do it faster, or whatnot. And they told others that I used them to start my business. Now they using me to do their job. I saved my money from working for them to start my own business, and they tell other people that he used us to start his business. Look at the audacity of him. I'm like, you got to be shitting me. Come on now. I'm like, are you for real? You know what I mean? Think about it now. They using me. They pulling up and dude, I swear, I think the guy had got his wife a Rolls Royce. I mean, they living good in Rogers. You know what I mean? They living good in Rogers, Bentonville, Pinnacle area. If anybody familiar or know anything about that area in Arkansas, it's a lot of money up there. You know what I mean? It's a lot of money. So they'll pull up this and this, and they say that I used them to start my business. That's what they was telling people as they got. I was like almost. They probably had a picture of me on the wall or something saying, "Don't be like him. We don't want none of these. We don't want no. We don't want no slaves to run away." You know what I mean? It's like I ran away from them. You know what I mean? So that's crazy. I had to laugh on that because it's just too funny. But that's just what it is. You know what I mean? Nah, 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 nah. They didn't get rid of me. I actually left the job. I actually, after I got up to where I wanted and got my money right, what I did was salute, salute. What I did was I invested and I got a different contract that actually took me to another level, and that's how I ended up getting into Phoenix, Arizona. You know what I mean? So no, they didn't fire me. They actually, I could have stayed there as long as I wanted. One thing I know, man, when the system know it got a good slave, it's not gonna do nothing bad to it. It's gonna give us some extra things. It's kind of like when Jane and Django when old boy won the fight, he said, "Man, give him a beer and send a pony to his bed to lick his palm tonight." Hey man, the system is something else, bro. It don't love nothing, so we have to be aware of what's going on with it. You know what I mean? We most definitely do. Yes, I did. I live with my own terms, most definitely, man. So, like I say, man, I just wanted to check in with y'all tonight, talk to you for a minute about just about the system, man, and about how it want us to start to jump into the job field more than actually be owners, businesses. Most definitely, man. I'm just being real, man. It's just what it was. I mean, the system is just like that, man. Sometimes you have to laugh, man, and just let it be what it is, but be realistic with knowing that we have to face things, man, for what it is, man. We have to face family, friends, foes, people, the system, circumstances, who we are for who we are. You know what I mean? So I really feel that that's the only way we really gonna get ahead. I mean, is face our problems. You know what I mean? Regardless of, we're not always gonna have good times. You know what I mean? But we most definitely gonna have to deal with whatever. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because I'm learning to deal with certain things more and more. You know what I mean? So I think as I get older now, it's like I can, I didn't calm down like a lot, and then I also see where I have also allowed certain, it's like certain things can happen to us in life, and it can trigger something that we don't necessarily know it triggered at that moment. And later, as we go through things, an outburst or something might happen, and a person and even you might wonder, where did this come from? You know what I'm saying? Where did this come from? Where did this, why are you so angry? What did this happen? Or what this? And then it all comes from a situation that you never dealt with, or that did something to you that you never really fully addressed, whatever the situation is. And now here goes this blowed up situation. And I think that we do that as adults, man. We do that as growing up and from childhood. You know what I mean? Going through. That's why I said that, us being grown, we're just kids inside of a, older body. You know what I mean? Because a lot of us have issues that we still dealing with from childhood. You know what I mean? Not just from dramas after we went through, military and long stretches of prison, or stressful, abusive relationships, or what I mean, different type of sexual assaults or batteries. You know what I mean? So everybody got traumas from different things, but I think that it's always something that we deal with that we don't deal with that causes us to react on another level. You know what I mean? Yes, yes, yes. Whether we admit it or not, it's true. You know what I mean? And I just faced that reality as a grown man. Just saying, hey, I didn't see things and witness things that I didn't really feel that was fair. To myself, to people that I love. And even to this day, you still sit back and you question certain things, like, man, why did this have to happen? And we can't let things like that, like holding on to certain things, man, especially if they bring you down. You gotta let that stuff go. You know what I mean? I think those are detrimental. And the craziest thing is, it's easier said than done, because I have said it and still deal with it. Yes, yes, yes. I feel you, brother. I feel you. I feel you. I mean, I feel like we all have something, you know what I mean? And it makes me understand the the term of having a thorn in your side. It's like no matter what you do, how hard you pray, fast, don't do something, don't do that, say you don't do this, it's still something in your life that brings you to your knees that you like, dang, something that you know personally. Ain't nobody else got to see it, but you know what it is. You be like, dang, I got to deal with this. And it's something that you personally deal with. And I think that that keeps us humble. To me, I think that keeps us human. That keeps us humble and thankful that God has got his hand on us, man, because regardless of what we're going through, I feel like it's those moments of knowing who we really, really are. And I think knowing who you really, really are is going to get us through whatever we're going through. You know what I mean? Like whatever you're going through, knowing who you are as a person is going to take you there. You know what I mean? Yes, 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 yes. Salute, man. It's just facts, man. I feel like that. We don't be realistic enough. Realistic with the fact that we just have to be truthful about certain things. Most definitely. So I feel like that the reality is, man, we have to work on ourselves. We have to work on all levels, man. I'm gonna tell you what a guy told me this. He said, "Live your life like you're dying tomorrow, but learn from life like you're living forever." You know what I mean? Because that way we're gonna always have things about our personal self that we want to change, that we want to get better, that we want to polish up. You know what I mean? So I feel like if we never lose that, like don't lose the sense of wanting to do better. You know what I mean? Wanting to do better than even, yeah, I got the better job. Yeah, I'm put here, but I can still do better. I don't think that you should never get to the point where you say, you know what? Kick my feet up. I done made it, family. I done made it. Yep, I done made it. I got my straw hat and my TV, and my partner was talking about this earlier today. I think it's a time where we should slow down, where we get the straw hat and we sipping our tea. We tell the youngsters, hey, put that over there. Yeah, man, hey, get this over here. Helping them out, giving them the game. We get to that age where we just kick back, but you never should get to the point where you say, you know what, I done learned everything. I done got all I can get. You know what I mean? I don't think we never should get to that point. You know what I mean? Yes, yes, yes. Everybody got a process, bro. Everybody got a process. And I think that process is what keeps us humble. Yes. Man, that's real. And I think that with the death of our late great brother, DMX, so a moment of silence, man. Let's have a moment of silence for my brother, DMX. Just wanted to say X, man, he did a lot of great things, man. And everybody got their great song, but one of my favorites is Slipping and Falling. You know what I mean? Because I think that in life, we always seem like we slipping and we falling. Like, especially when you're building and you're grinding, especially when you got traumas in your life, especially when you've been through something, when you're from the trenches, when you're from the hood, the ghetto, like when you're from the slums, like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, but I done been there, so I understand. Everybody had never been to that side, but if you from there, man, and you making it now, and you doing all right, hey, you got something to be proud for. So, man, hey, you should pat yourself on the back and know that, hey, don't nobody else got to know where you come from. You know where you come from. You know where you survive, and you should stay focused, man, and keep going. But most definitely, we should remember those who have fallen, man. We should remember their stories. Remember how those traumas and not dealing with certain issues and steady indulging in certain things, when we get that pain, man, how that stuff can mess with us. You know what I mean? Yes, yes, you got to check that one out. Like immediately, as soon as I finish this video, you need to be fine and slipping and falling by DMX. You got to hear that one. That's one of my personal favorites. You know what I'm saying? It might end up turning one of yours, but that's one of my personal favorites. But I really feel like his story, dying at 50 years old. My mom passed at 50 years old. And it's crazy because they keep saying he had a lot of pain. And I remember my mom telling my cousin that she was tired. She had a lot of pain, you know what I mean? And I remember her saying that she was tired and ready to go. And my cousin was like, man, don't be talking like that. You young, you don't, you just 50 years old, Cat. That's what they call my mom, Cat. And she was like, cuz you don't know, it's been a hard life though. I done had a hard life. It's been hard down here, you know what I mean? And me not understanding, but understanding now that, my mom passing at 50 years old, I really wish she was still here, but she did have a hard life, you know what I mean? And I can't wish a person to be in a situation any longer when they felt like they was as low as they could be. You know what I mean? They felt like they couldn't get better. You know what I mean? It was like it was gonna be worse and worse over time. You know what I mean? So that's something to think about. So sometimes, man, we should think about the situation we in and knowing that you can make it better, but you can be in a situation where you can't. You know what I mean? Or you in your mind you feel you can't. And I think that's when you really mess up, is when you broken in your mind and you feel like you can't keep it pushing, you know what I mean? So if anyone going through anything like that, man, just let you know that you're not by yourself. There's always somebody else that's going through the struggle. There's always someone else that's walking a different journey. Just keep the faith. Keep the faith. And one thing I've learned about life, before I let y'all go tonight, and I salute everyone for checking in. Make sure I check everybody's comments before I finish. Yes, yes, yes. It was really young. Was really young. DMX and my mom, both of them. You know what I mean? Yes, yes. Get it back. Get things right, man. Life too short not to. Man, no doubt, man. You know what? My goal is just to be authentic, man. I could fancy things up a whole lot, and in the future things gonna get a lot better with my video and me actually getting the podcast off the ground. But as of now, I just feel like it's better just to give. Sometimes you might not have all of the glamour, but it's all about the message. And so if the message is the truth, then I know it won't come back to me void. You know what I mean? So that's one thing I know about the truth, because if you throw the truth out there, the truth gonna change your life. I ain't got to boast to brag if someone else come to me and they say, hey man, I changed because of you. I'm a welder now. I do this encouraged me. So that means what I was saying was the truth, evidently, because it touched someone and did something to someone. So, and it wasn't how I did it. You know what I mean? I did a video where I was using my phone, just talking about my RV experience, and it started picking up a lot of momentum and started going viral. It got, I don't know, 80 something thousand views just organically, and just started building up. And I was just being organic, and I went and spent money on a video doing my music thing. I was trying to do this one thing, and I was spending money thinking, oh, this is it. And I spent thousands, and I didn't get the same organic feel. You see what I'm saying? But I got an organic feel when I was in my own element, just being real and just being realistic, giving some real information. So I think it's all about the information. It's all about the information we give, all about the information. Oh, most definitely, man. Salute, salute. I appreciate it. But literally, man, like I say, it was all about doing things organically, and that's pretty much how it happens. So sometimes, we don't look at things that way, but you don't never know how it's gonna come. So I just give it. You know what I mean? So like I say, that morning I was just up and just wanted to give some information. So I feel like it doesn't matter what the situation is, if the message and if what we're talking about is the truth, someone get it, like it, and share it, then that's what it's about. So I do appreciate all those that have been liking, sharing. Please keep hitting them like buttons, because that does help with the algorithms, with people actually finding out about the channel, with actually getting to it and getting some videos, because I have thousands of different videos on there about different things. So I need to start. I'm gonna be updating some that was good, but I most definitely got a lot of videos in my archives that a person can eat off of. A lot of good information. So feel free to share. Feel free to share. But before I get out of here, I was trying to remember to tell y'all the story about my mom, but it slipped my mind. I kept I kept going on this and this about this and that. But most definitely, man, I really feel that we should invest in ourselves with businesses. We should be realistic and know that the system really don't want us to win. So we're gonna have to win ourselves. We're gonna have to use the system to get better. And it is what it is. You know what I mean? I think we shouldn't try to ask for handouts. You know what I mean? We should support one another with business showers, like baby showers. I feel like we should, if we got it in us, go on and do it. We know we're gonna fail, you're gonna stumble, you're gonna fall. It's okay. It's what it is. You're not gonna be the first one that didn't fail. But one thing for sure, we can always rest and believe what the billionaire said. He said, no one was clapping when I failed 99 times. They only clapped when I made it that one time. So remember that. I appreciate that. Salute, salute. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for checking in. So most definitely, man, I really feel like, we should just support one another, businesses wherever you at. And my goal is, like I say, to keep giving you some raw content. My goal is to kick off the podcast soon. And my goal is to start doing it once every Saturday. So I'm gonna be doing like an hour special, nice background, different subjects, probably interviewing some people. Been working out some sketches on everything, but I'm gonna be bringing that to you on the Saturdays. Hopefully on the Saturday mornings. My goal is to go live like at 8. So I think I want to do a live and then let it upload later. You know what I mean? So the goal is to get a nice setting, and a couple of y'all every Saturday morning around 8 o'clock. I think that's what we kind of everybody agreed to kind of check it out. So I got that I'm working on, but I'm gonna always come to y'all raw in my garage working on some. I got a couple projects I've been working on today. I still got them lined out. Yeah, 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 yeah. So we always gonna check in and just be original and organic, because I believe that it's nothing like just being real. You know what I mean? Just to let you know, I am a real person. Because sometimes I'd have had even people think like, man, do you really do this? Like, ask me some crazy questions. You know what I mean? It's like, even after you actually seen me do something, still ask me, do you do that? You know what I mean? But it's all good, man. I just want to say this though. I love my people. I love my people, man. I am a Black Native American. I really, really love my people. I love my Black Native people. I most definitely want to see us win. I most definitely want to see all people win, but most definitely my people, man. I want to see us do better, break some chains, get some generational wealth, heal our kids, lead them with something better, teach them how to start businesses and not going to get no jobs. Like, I really, really want, you know, my my goal is to have my kids to work for them, for work for us, you know what I mean, and not for someone else. So I think that's a great accomplishment for anyone that didn't think that was possible. You know what I mean? But as we learn better, we got to do better. We have to utilize our credit. Let me say that again. If you don't have good credit, work on it. If you do have good credit, don't mess it up. Utilize it, because your business can most definitely benefit from it. So use your business credit. I think using your credit can be like a silent business partner for you if you do it right. So don't just go off the deep end with it. You know what I mean? But just want to salute everybody, man. I know everybody got something going on. It's Saturday night. Like I say, I really didn't mean to stay with y'all that long. I just wanted to come and talk to you for a second. I actually read an article that made me want to say that because they're always supporting they always support the black welders that's working for someone. When you're working for the system, when you working for them. But us who's out here being independent, and I know I don't think I'm the only black welder that's actually out here independent, teaching independence and believing. Like Ice Cube said, F the police. I'm saying F a job. You know what I'm saying? Start your own, be independent. That's my concept. You know what I mean? So, I don't think I'm the only one, but hey, that's how I feel. You know what I mean? I'm just on that type of level tonight. Most definitely. I salute. Like I say, man, I just want to come in and talk, but I just want to be real with who I am and just say that I want us to win. I want us to do better. And sometimes I might come organically. I'm an artist. I rap sometimes. Sometimes I play around. Sometimes I show different stuff. I be serious. I like to give stock information, just whatever. You know what I mean? I feel like all of this stuff, different random stuff y'all see of me from time to time, it's just my personality, man. It's just me. We're not always gonna be up. We're not always gonna be down. You know what I mean? But we're always gonna be here, and we're always gonna get our HogOn family. So I appreciate y'all checking in, man. Y'all be safe tonight. HogOn.